Hey everyone, today we're diving into the best weapons for Shenhe in Genshin Impact. If you've been playing her, you probably already know how unique she is as a support unit. She boosts cryo damage based on her total ATK, not just her base ATK like most other characters. That little twist means weapon choices can really shake things up and make a big difference in your team's damage output. So in this video, we'll break down which weapons give Shenhe the biggest boost, taking her special scaling into account. Whether you're rocking a 5-star or a trusty 4-star, we've got you covered with options that fit different playstyles and budgets. Ready to power up your cryo squads? Let's get into it.
A very small portion of the audience is subscribed to the channel.
If you enjoy these types of
Please don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
Alright, let's talk about the Favonius Lance, one of the solid free-to-play weapon options for Shenhe in Genshin Impact. First off, this lance packs a nice punch with a base attack of 565, which is pretty impressive for a 4-star weapon. On top of that, it comes with about 30.6% energy recharge as a secondary stat, which is super important for Shenhe since her abilities rely on having enough energy to keep those elemental bursts coming. Now, the real charm of the Favonius Lance is its passive effect. Whenever Shenhe lands a critical hit, there is a 100% chance to generate some elemental particles that restore 6 energy for her. The catch is that this effect can only trigger once every 6 seconds, but even with that limitation, it means she can keep her burst ready more often and help out the whole team by boosting their energy regeneration. It's like a little energy factory built right into her weapon. So, if you are playing Shenhe on a free-to-play budget, this lance definitely deserves your attention. It balances attack power and energy recharge perfectly and adds some extra support utility to her kit. While there are fancier options out there, Favonius Lance is a reliable go-to that keeps the team's elemental bursts flowing smoothly. Definitely a weapon worth picking up if you want to maximize Shenhe's supportive potential without spending primogems on higher rarity polearms. Let's dive into the Skyward Spine, a fancy 5-star polearm that definitely catches the eye for Shenhe. With a hefty base attack of 674, it gives her a strong boost to her raw damage potential right out of the gate. Plus, the secondary stat grants a solid 36.8% energy recharge, which is super helpful since Shenhe sometimes struggles to keep her energy topped off for her elemental burst. So far, it sounds like a pretty sweet deal for anyone wanting to power up their cryo support. But here's the catch, while the Skyward Spine does offer some nice perks, its passive effect isn't really tailored for Shenhe's playstyle. It increases critical hit rate by 8% and boosts normal attack speed by 12%, which sounds great on paper. It also triggers a Vacuum Blade every now and then that deals area of effect damage equal to 40% of attack. The problem is, Shenhe's role isn't really focused on normal or charged attacks, so this passive doesn't add much value to her kit. It's kind of like having a flashy car but no gas in the tank for what you actually need to do. That's why, despite being a powerful weapon in stats, the Skyward Spine often ranks below other polearms when it comes to Shenhe. If you want to maximize her support and elemental burst uptime, there are better choices that complement her abilities more directly. Still, if you happen to have one or just want to make use of a 5-star, it's not a bad option and it just might not be the optimal pick for Shenhe's unique strengths. Alright, let's chat about the Missive Wind Spear, a pretty cool free-to-play weapon that's a bit rare since it's limited to certain events. It comes with a base attack of 510, which is decent for a 4-star, but where it really shines is in its secondary stat, an impressive 41.3% attack bonus. That's exactly what Shenhe loves because she scales really well with attack, so this boost helps her support and damage output quite a bit. The real kicker with Missive Wind Spear is its passive effect. After triggering an elemental reaction, Shenhe's attack increases by 24% for 10 seconds, and on top of that, her elemental mastery gets a big bump of 96 points. This is super valuable because it means she can amplify the damage of her cryo abilities and support her teammates even more effectively. It's like giving her a temporary power-up every time she helps trigger those elemental combos. If you manage to snag this weapon during the event, it's definitely a top contender for Shenhe's arsenal. The attack percent boost pairs perfectly with her kit, and the passive makes her elemental reactions hit harder and feel smoother. For a free-to-play option, Missive Wind Spear is a strong choice that can really elevate Shenhe's performance in your team. If you didn't get it though, no worries, there are other good weapons out there to consider. Let's talk about the Vortex Vanquisher, a powerful 5-star polearm that definitely stands out with its stats. It boasts a hefty 608 base attack and a massive 49.6% attack bonus as its secondary stat, which means Shenhe gets a serious boost to her raw damage and support potential just by equipping it. Those numbers alone make it a tempting choice for anyone looking to power up their cryo support. However, the weapon's passive effect is a bit tricky for Shenhe. It increases shield strength by 20% and grants an attack boost when hitting enemies, stacking up to 5 times. Plus, if you're protected by a shield, the attack increase effect doubles. The catch is, Shenhe typically plays as an off-field support and doesn't really benefit from on-field effects like these, so she can't make the most out of this passive. It's a bit like having a great engine but no gas to make it run at full speed. That said, even without the passive's full benefits, Vortex Vanquisher's high base attack and huge attack percentage stat still make it a solid weapon for Shenhe. If you have this 5-star weapon, it's definitely worth using to push her damage and support capabilities. It might not be perfect synergy, but it's a strong contender if you want to give Shenhe a serious upgrade. Let's talk about the Lithic Spear, a fantastic polearm choice for Shenhe, especially if you like running a team with multiple Li Yui characters. It comes with a solid base attack of 565 and a nice 27.6% attack bonus as a secondary stat, giving Shenhe a good overall boost to her damage and support capabilities. This makes her cryo damage buffs hit even harder and helps her scale smoothly with her kit. The real highlight of the Lithic Spear is its passive effect. For every character in your party from Li Yue, Shenhe gains an 11% attack increase and a 7% critical rate boost. This effect can stack up to 4 times, meaning if you have a full Li Yue team, Shenhe's attack and crit rate get a huge boost. It's a neat way to encourage team synergy and maximize her damage output and buff potential at the same time. Overall, the Lithic Spear's effectiveness really depends on how many stacks you can get. At just 2 stacks, it performs on par with some of the best 5-star weapons for Shenhe, and with a full stack of 4, it actually outshines many of them. So, if you're rocking a Li Yui heavy lineup, this weapon is definitely one of the top contenders to power up your favorite cryo support. Let's dive into Tamayurate no Ohanashi, a 4-star polearm that punches way above its weight when it comes to Shenhe. It offers a solid base attack of 565, which is pretty impressive for a 4-star weapon, and it also comes with about 30.6% energy recharge as a secondary stat. That energy recharge is super important because Shenhe relies on her elemental burst a lot, and keeping that energy topped up makes her much more effective in supporting the team. What really sets Tamayurate no Ohanashi apart is its passive effect. When Shenhe uses her elemental skill, she gains a 40% attack boost and a 10% movement speed increase for 10 seconds. This means she gets a nice damage spike and can reposition more easily during combat, which fits perfectly with her playstyle. That attack boost stacks really well with her kit, making her buffs even stronger and helping her contribute more to the team. Overall, even though it's only a 4-star weapon, Tamayurate no Ohanashi is definitely one of the best choices for Shenhe. The combination of good base attack, strong energy recharge, and that juicy attack bonus makes it a very balanced and powerful pick. If you have this weapon, it's definitely worth using to maximize Shenhe's potential without needing a 5-star weapon. Let's jump into Engulfing Lightning. Hands down the best weapon for Shenhe when it comes to utility and maximizing her potential. With a base attack of 608 and a whopping 55.1% energy recharge as its secondary stat, this polearm solves one of Shenhe's biggest problems, energy management. Since her elemental burst is crucial for buffing the team, having this much energy recharge means she can use her burst more often and keep those powerful buffs rolling. The real magic of Engulfing Lightning lies in its passive effect. It increases Shenhe's attack by 28% of her energy recharge over the base 100%, with a maximum bonus of 80% attack. Plus, after using her elemental burst, she gains an additional 30% energy recharge for 12 seconds. This means the more energy she has, the stronger her attack gets, creating a perfect synergy that boosts her overall damage and support capabilities without sacrificing any attack percent stats. All in all, Engulfing Lightning is a top-tier choice for Shenhe, combining high energy recharge, solid base attack, and a passive that directly enhances her strengths. If you want Shenhe to shine and keep her elemental burst up as much as possible, this weapon is absolutely worth aiming for. It's no wonder it's considered one of the best polearms for her in Genshin Impact. Let's talk about the Calamity Queller, a powerhouse 5-star polearm that boasts one of the highest base attacks in Genshin Impact at a massive 741. This means right from the start, Shenhe gets a huge boost to her attack, which is perfect for maximizing the cryo damage buffs she provides to her team. On top of that, it has a solid 16.5% attack secondary stat, adding even more raw power to her kit. What makes Calamity Queller really shine is its unique passive effect called Consummation. After Shenhe uses her elemental skill, she gains a stacking attack buff that increases by 3.2% every second for 20 seconds, maxing out at 6 stacks. The coolest part? When Shenhe is off the field, this attack buff doubles, giving her a whopping boost without needing to be in the spotlight. This perfectly fits Shenhe's off-field support role, letting her enhance the team's damage from the sidelines. That said, if you're running Calamity Queller on Shenhe, make sure to build her timepiece with energy recharge in mind, since the whole passive revolves around her elemental skill uptime, and having enough energy to cast her burst consistently, maintaining high energy recharge ensures she can keep those powerful buffs flowing every rotation. Overall, Calamity Queller is a fantastic weapon that turns Shenhe into a true damage boosting machine for your team. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.